Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Quivz here. Quivz does stuff. Another long hiatus since my last video. Been very busy, still trying to struggle through this course that I was doing that kept me busy for the last week or so. Anyway, hopefully that'll be done soon and things will get back to normal for at least a little bit. But it is also possible this might become my new schedule, might be down to one video a week, just working on my own. I just don't have the time at the moment. We shall see. Playing Phasmophobia again today because there's been a massive new update to the beta branch. So we're back on updates to the beta branch. The previous huge collection of updates from the beta branch were committed to the live branch on March 6th, I believe. It's now March 18th for me. It is now server version 0.27.1, and there were a mass of changes. Now, not all are going to apply to me. Some of them are VR, but there are a lot of changes. It's quite a big patch. Not big in size, like megabytes wise, it's very small, but the amount is pretty big. So I'm going to do a quick sort of run through before I do anything else. Let's see if I can get OBS to behave. There we are. Excellent. Alright, now I've got OBS to behave. Now can I actually see it myself? There we go. Good. Right. So yes, March 18th. It's to the beta branch. These are the new ones. So the ghost will now have a chance to blow out candles if they are close and the room lights are off. So previously candles didn't last forever. They went out at a random time. Now the ghost can just blow the damn candle out. So that's good and sketchy. So for all those streamers out there on Twitch who've been doing candle only runs, that brings a new level of terror. Added support for B haptics, tact suits, and face covers. I've heard of these, I've never actually seen one, but it's like Rumble. You know how in the controller you get Rumble? It's like that, but for full body. I've got a friend who's got a haptic chair, so the chair has Rumble in it on different places, so I don't know if that's, you know, that plugs in a similar way and would maybe work, but he doesn't play Phasmophobia anyway, he's no interest in it. I don't know anyone who has one of these, but hey, they've implemented or begun the implementation of haptics and feedback for some pretty rare devices, so I guess D-Nighter's like really going for a very, very complete experience and trying to, you know, have support for everything that he can. It's pretty impressive, actually. VR changes to forward rendering MSAA. So that actually, there's a thing further down that explains that they've now changed the rendering from deferred rendering to forward rendering. I don't know exactly what that means, but apparently it's important. MSAA, I forget what that is, multi-sampling, anti-aliasing, I think, can now be used with VR and will default to 4 times MSAA if enabled. This will be affected by the same anti-aliasing graphics options as before, so please make sure you have the correct options selected for your PC, as this will have an impact on performance. So if you've got a good rig and you're playing in VR, I think that will make the graphics better. I don't know what it was before, but anyway, he's changed the anti-aliasing. There's now an MSAA option. Added a post-game screen showing some stats about your investigation. I don't know what that is yet. I can't wait to actually finish one to find out. That's really interesting. Like the game is collecting more statistics than we actually know about. It would be nice to know other things. The fact that there's now more stats also means you can now give yourself more custom objectives. So you can go, oh, I want to do this, and then at the post-game screen you can actually score yourself and see how you did against that objective, even though it's not, I was about to say tracked in the game. If it's on the stat screen, it's tracked. It's not an in-game objective, let's say. Added 5 new objectives. So people have been talking about this since the removal of dirty water and the temperature one, because of the temperature changes to the thermometer. We needed new objectives. He took 2 out and gave us 5, so that's pretty good. Detect a ghost presence with a candle, so I guess that means get a ghost to blow a candle out. That's pretty cool. Now, makes the candle something that you actually have to take in. I mean, you'll note that I tend to only use candles when I'm messing around. Now you have to actually use it. Detect ghost footsteps with a parabolic mic during a hunt. So a lot of these changes, a lot of these added objectives now require you to survive hunts. If you've watched my channel and watched me play Phasmophobia, especially single player, I tend to just avoid hunts as a whole, but he's now made it that, yeah, you have to get the ghost to hunt and survive that hunt and do things during that hunt. So on intermediate and professional, escape the ghost during a hunt with no deaths. So I don't know what that means by escape the ghost during a hunt with no deaths. Does that mean, like, the ghost just has to hunt and you don't die? Or does that mean the ghost has to see you and actually track you at some point via voice or line of sight, and then you still not die? So we'll see what that means. Professional, use a smudge stick while the ghost is hunting a player. Really? So, okay, if you didn't know, some people don't, but smudge sticks can be used to repel a ghost, so a ghost that is hunting you, as it's coming towards you, if you light a smudge stick and use it, the ghost will actually lose targeting, will not be able to target you or anyone else for 5 seconds, and will go into its wandering mode. So as if it was hunting and hasn't seen or heard anyone, it'll just wander for 5 seconds. It might wander in the direction you're actually going, so that has confused people, like, oh, I smudged it and it still kept coming towards me. Yes, it's gone on wander. Its direction is now random. Its random direction might be where you are. That can be a problem. Actually, no. I think in a previous patch he might have changed it so that when you repel it, it can't randomly wander in your direction anymore. It must randomly wander in the other direction. But anyway, I'm not sure if that's a thing. If it isn't, it should be, because that was very confusing, that you did repel the ghost, but the ghost was still coming towards you because it was just randomly coming towards you as well. It'd be nice if when you repelled a ghost, and it went in the opposite direction. But we'll see. Multiplayer only, get an average sanity below 25%. Now, there was already a daily for reach 0% sanity, but, you know, now there's a multiplayer goal where average sanity has to be below 25%. And for those of you who know more about the mechanics, again, these mechanics, we haven't seen the code in a long time. There has been a later code dump than November last year, but it wasn't dumped in a very readable way, and as much as I know coding, going through it and trying to decipher all the variables was extremely hard, because when you decompile someone else's code, you don't get the names of all the variables. So if he called it ghost sanity, and that was the name of the variable when he wrote the code, when you decompile the code, it doesn't know that it was called ghost sanity. It just gives it a random alphanumeric, and the random alphanumeric is like 16 characters long. So that's like, you know, on the fly trying to memorize mobile phone numbers and then look through one piece of code and then find the same variable name in another piece of code. And if the code was in 2 separate files, they won't even be given the same random alphanumeric name. It's really weird. Anyway, it's extremely hard to read. So we haven't read the code in a long time. I can't remember where I was going with that. But yeah, the code, we can't... The code is there and is technically readable, but it's really hard to read. Why was I talking about that? It doesn't matter. It might come back to me. All right, more changes as opposed to additions. The crucifix will now have a visual change with each use instead of disappearing with its final use, so that's good. So I think that means that it doesn't disappear even with its final use, possibly. It just changes what it looks like twice instead of disappearing entirely. We shall see. But that's nice. That was asked for. People wanted to know, has the crucifix been used or not? And now there's apparently a visual indicator that yes, it has. Photo reward values now use a quality level, which is based on the distance you took the photo rather than the reward being random. This quality level will show in the journal. So that's excellent, because a lot of people didn't know how photos worked. Now there's more indicators on how it works actually available to you in-game and in the journal. It will mean that I will have to do a new "this is how photos work" video, or I may not. If it's so patently obvious now, then I won't bother to do that. But if it's not entirely obvious, then I will still explain to people that, hey, look, this is the photos, this is how they work. So the random level was always there, and I guess now instead of being random, it's just the distance to and from the piece of evidence that you took. So sticking your face in things is going to be preferable. That's the one place where that is a problem, was the ghost photo. And the ghost photo was the only one that didn't have a random value in the first place. So that's interesting. We'll see how that works out. It might be now finally possible to get that mythical $40 for photos that was impossible to get before. Or almost impossible to get. It was like, a 5% chance if there weren't fingerprints and a less than 20% chance if there were fingerprints. Each player will now have a unique color on the minimap and sanity monitor. Cool. Good if people get lost. I was about to say get lost during a hunt, but no, it's useless during a hunt because you can't radio them. But if people get lost, and it has happened, I've been playing multiplayer and we've been in high school on minimal equipment, so we took only crappy torches and one of everything of the basic equipment set. And people were upstairs and weren't sure whether they were heading towards the stairs or away from the stairs, and somebody had to look on the thing. Similar has happened in Asylum, so that's good, comes in handy. To fix some graphical issues with VR, the rendering path has been changed from deferred to forward rendering. So like I said before, not entirely sure what that means, but it is kind of descriptive. But not really, because I don't know what deferred rendering and forward rendering is. I just assume that forward rendering means it has a higher priority and it renders earlier in the computational queue. I don't really know. I'm guessing here. So some other fixes to things that were broken. Optimized how the salt spawns in. This optimization will be added to all equipment spawning in a future update, which will fix a lot of disconnects after loading. That's good. I didn't notice that there was some problem with how salt spawns in, but apparently there was, and it's now been fixed. Fixed a bug where the ghost would not leave any EMF if the host was dead. Didn't know that was a thing, but then again, I don't play multiplayer much, and I die... Admittedly, I die as much as anyone else when we play multiplayer. I die less in single player than I do in multiplayer, but that's because your sanity drops faster in multiplayer, so the hunts are more frequent. Fixed a bug where the heartbeat sound could play when you were outside. Yeah, that's a thing. So if you were close to the ghost but you were outside, you could also call the ghost to the door, and then you'd get the heartbeat sound because it was really close, but anyway. I fixed a bug where if you were holding a lit candle, your sanity would drain in some locations. Yeah, that's a problem, because that was kind of one of the big problems, big reasons to actually use a candle, was the candle would preserve sanity even without lights. And if it was still draining your sanity in some locations, then that was wrong. Suddenly got a weird blocked nose. That's very annoying. Right when I started to talk. Well, not right, I've been going up to 15 minutes already. Potential fix for items not spawning in if the host disconnects while loading. Again, I didn't know that was a problem, but apparently it was. Fixed a bug where the photo evidence wouldn't always be for the evidence that is closest in the photo. So that goes with the change, that now that it actually measures the distance to the evidence, it can measure the distance to the two pieces of evidence in the photo and go, this one's closer, and pick that one. So that was a bug that could happen and would require you to take two photos, but hey, you were probably going to take two photos of that evidence anyway. But now it's not going to happen because whatever's closest to the photo will be the one that happens. The only time that this will be a problem is if you're trying to take a photo of an interaction, and perhaps you're doing it at a distance because the ghost is there or something. Then you will get, or sometimes footsteps, I guess, because footsteps sometimes you snap them quickly because you want to get them before they disappear, and there's something closer to you like fingerprints. But yeah, so that, I mean, there was a bug for it. Now it works in a very predictable manner, so you can't complain about it because you knew exactly why it worked the way it did. Potential fix for ghost orbs sometimes moving inside the room's floor rather than the middle of the room. I've seen this. So the orbs were visible. They were just really low down, and the thing like comes up out of the floor briefly and then ducks back down into it. It's very, very rare, but I have seen it. Fixed an issue where the CCTV monitor was changing cameras whenever a camera got turned on or off. Yeah, that was a thing. It wasn't extremely annoying. It was a little annoying. But he's fixed it, so hopefully that won't happen anymore. There's still, in multiplayer, the camera will just randomly change cameras. It's got nothing to do with cameras turning on and off. Sometimes the camera will just randomly change cameras. So maybe this fixes that as well, but I don't know if he knows that that's a thing. Fixed a bug where you couldn't play offline if you failed to connect to the authentication servers. I didn't know that you could play offline if the authentication servers were down, but that's nice that you can. Fixed a bug where VR players had a white glare around their vision. I know people were complaining about that for a long time. It's really wonderful to know that that's been fixed. Fixed an issue where the default VR hand rotation when you weren't grabbing something was rotated the wrong way. I knew that people had to change the VR hand rotation. So now if the default is fixed, people probably won't need to change that very often. Good to know. Again, I haven't played this in VR yet. I have not had the balls. On my list of things to do, but not yet. Potential fix for drawers and doors sometimes spawning outside in multiplayer. I've never seen it. I've heard of it. Fixed a bug where the ghost would still interact with objects far away if the object was grabbed near it. So what this was that was really strange was if there was a cup in the ghost room, like the ghost was in a kitchen or something, and you picked up that cup while the ghost was trying to interact with it or while the ghost was near it and then took it and put it in the van, the ghost could sometimes interact with it even though it was in the van, because its position as far as the ghost was concerned was still within range. Because once you pick it up, its position wasn't being updated for the ghost. Its position was being updated in the rendered game world, but the ghost's information still had that cup in the same place it was. And when it threw it, it would move the place where it was as far as the ghost was concerned. So as far as the ghost was concerned, it was still in the room because it couldn't have thrown it. I mean, even if it threw it out of the room, it was still close. Anyway, they fixed that. Fixed a bug where you could hold down the radio and talk during a hunt. Your voice will now be instantly cut off. So this was the thing that I didn't know about but found out about through someone else. And basically, if you were holding down the radio button the entire time, just walking around with the radio button held, or, you know, you could make a macro that would just hold B for the entire game. If the ghost started hunting, instead of your voice turning to static, your voice would still be available over the radio, but now you can't use that anymore. That was a bit of an exploit, a bit of a cheat. Fixed a bug where the room temperatures would lower before you unlock the main door on amateur and intermediate. Didn't know, but yes, again, that would make things easier. It is better that temperatures only start to drop when the door is unlocked and you've actually started playing the map. It's not realistic. So people say, oh, if the ghost has been there, you know, for days or nights or whatever, then the room should already be cold. Yes, it should. But this is a game, and at some point you have to go, all right, what's better for the game? What's better for reality? Better for reality is the room is already cold. Better for the game is it takes some time. So we don't go back to this point on intermediate and amateur where the thermometer is the one tool to rule them all, and you don't actually need anything else to find the ghost room. You don't need any intelligence, you just need to walk around with the thermometer. So again, you can walk around with the thermometer, but now it takes a few minutes before there's a noticeable difference to the temperature. Fixed a bug where the ghost wouldn't always lower its current room's temperature to below freezing. Lower its current rooms. Now, I'm not sure if that means the room it's currently in or its favorite room. So its favorite room definitely lowers to below freezing, or from what I've seen, has always lowered to below freezing if it's a freezing temperature's ghost. But I think this is supposed to happen in any room the ghost is in. So its favorite room will get to below freezing because it's there all the time. I think it's supposed to go up if the ghost wanders off, which is why it's supposed to be harder to find the favorite room, for sure, with anything. Because, you know, normally your evidence is you listen, you hear the ghost do stuff, you go and you check, and you hope that's its favorite room. It might just have wandered off and currently be in another room, and that might not be its favorite room. But then you could use the thermometer to check and find out which room temperature was actually really, really cold. So I think what they're sort of getting at is that the ghost now only lowers the temperature in the room it's currently in. If that happens to be its favorite room, then it is its favorite room. But if that happens to be another room, its favorite room should warm back up. I don't know. We'll see. I hope that's what they do, because again, the thermometer, it makes the thermometer a "this is where the ghost is now" tool, as opposed to "this is the ghost's favorite room" tool. Fixed a bug where VR dead bodies didn't spawn. Didn't know that was a thing, but okay, it's apparently a thing. Now, he then made a second update to this update, and some new changes. So he renamed the user smudge stick while a ghost is hunting a player objective to repel the ghost with a smudge stick while it's hunting a player. That's just for clarity, makes it more obvious what you're supposed to do. So it's not stand in a locker with the ghost on the other side of the house and light a smudge stick while it's hunting, because that's not going to do the objective. Change the look of the sanity monitor to help players who are colorblind see the sanity values. Yeah, that would have been a big mistake. But he's fixed it, so now it's colorblind accessible again. Excellent. Lowered the chance ghosts turn off a candle, so it must have been happening too often. Fixes. Fixed a bug where the 25% sanity objective was completed instantly. Good. Fixed a bug where the parabolic footstep objective wasn't completing. Good. Fixed a bug where the candle could be blown out from outside before the main door was unlocked. Interesting. Good. Fixed a bug where you could get the 25% sanity objective when playing solo. So you're not supposed to get that unless you're playing multiplayer. It's still an objective you can get in the dailies. You can still get the reach 0% sanity, I'm pretty sure. But we shall see. All right. So with that all said, jump back across and make sure, yes, everything is still recording and everything. I hope everything was recording. I assume it was recording and going out live, and I wasn't just a screen with a Word document in silence for all of y'all that entire time. If it was, I do sincerely apologize. That'd be awful, and I won't find out until I finish the stream and go back and check, but, yeah. I mean, I will go back and check, but it'll be some time before that actually happens. So I'm going to play a few rounds, see if any of these things are noticeable, maybe try and play with a candle, for example. I'm averse to hunts, because this game is scary, and now I have to have the ghost hunt to achieve some objectives. So I might have to get used to actually getting the ghost to hunt, so we'll find out, I guess. Nearly level 250. I need 33 XP to reach 248. No, 249. I think I'm now on 19 of everything. No, 20 of everything. Am I on 20 of everything? That's pretty cool. No, because I died. So I lost a few things, so I'll have to get some things back. So we'll try and do that. So, flashlight. I need a couple more. Motion sensor. I lost 3 motion sensors. Damn. 2 sound sensors. Can't remember how I died. I'd have video of it, but again, those are private videos that I upload for my family. they're better than the video quality of live, because live I don't have a stream deck where I can add memes and stuff as I go. Editing, you can add all sorts of things. It makes for much more interesting viewing than just a live stream, but I haven't done many of those, and my editing skills were worse. My editing skills have gotten better literally by creating these videos that are just for family, and will continue to do so. I do need to actually sit down, play a bunch of Phasmophobia, and then edit it into an actual edited video that's entertaining, as opposed to just a live stream, which is less entertaining, because mostly it's just me waffling on, because I talk a hell of a lot. And glow stick and head-mounted cameras. One glow stick. Couple of head-mounted cameras. Ah, cool! Perfectly made it back to 20 of everything. Alright. So, my standard tool set for single player. One extra Ghost Riding book, all the pills, one thermometer, one motion sensor, a strong flashlight, 2 tripods, because that's about all I need. Let's take all the smudge sticks, let's take all the salt, the extra video camera, both crucifixes. Now I don't normally take candles. We shall take some candles. Do I need 4 candles? Let's make it 2. Just in case I lose them. Let's take both the lighters this time, just in case I can't find the lighter. It's never happened before, but now that it's a bit more important, since there's a possible candle objective, and it might happen that I lose the lighter, I will take more lighters. Bleasdale, I'm not going to do prison straight off the bat. I was actually hoping for Tanglewood as a first. You know, on this new patch, it would have been nice to just have the smallest map so I can mess around, but Bleasdale, not too bad. Which one is Bleasdale? Okay, this is the one where there is lockers, all the way at the back of the house over here, where the breaker is. Parabolic mic during a hunt. Okay, so I've got to get the ghost to hunt, and I've got to detect its footsteps with the parabolic mic. So that's not too bad. I'm going to go and hide in a locker with a parabolic mic at some point and try to detect the ghost hunting. So I guess I don't see different colours on the sanity board, because I guess player 1 is red. So there's that. But anyway, yes, things have changed. So I will be taking my flashlight, my EMF, and my photo camera, because that's how I start. George Thomas. And I'll be going straight for the breaker and then working my way into the house, back to the front door from there before we go upstairs. We'll be able to see the new photo scoring mechanics, hopefully by taking a photo of the bone up super close. Yeah. George Thomas. Can you give us a sign? Yep, I heard something, but it was from over that way. I'm going to leave this one on just because. No bone. Don't see a bone. Sometimes it hides in these floor tiles. Oh, that's a door. Alright, so we're looking for a door that's already open. Oh, it's throwing a lot of objects. That sounds upstairs to me. Okay. So if you didn't know, there's a voodoo doll there. There's a voodoo doll here. Oh, I forgot I'm supposed to be taking photos up close. Let's have a quick look at our journal and see what that looks like now. They've got star ratings. Cool. Alright. So that's my first swing into the house through some things. What light did I leave on that I didn't need to leave on? This one. Right, so he's not downstairs, he's upstairs for sure. And he's already thrown a few things, so we should be able to find... There we are, you're in here. Hello, George. How are you? You good? Good man. Alright, he's not throwing anything now, so I'm going to dump the EMF. I'm going to go looking for the bone. And try to remember that I've got to take the photo really close to the bone. There is one more voodoo doll somewhere, if I remember correctly as well, but I don't remember where that is. It's in one of the rooms. Is it this one? I think it's this one around here, isn't it? There it is. And the Ouija board. Alright, so hopefully that counts as super close. I'm going to take this to the door. Still haven't found the bone, but I'm going to take this out. And we'll come back in a minute. I hope I remember to turn the lights off again. Right, so still with the Ouija board, from what I know, these are the best ways to do it. I don't think it has to be lit, but let's light it and get a nice close-up photo. And then turn it off so I don't accidentally use it. Now, my camera's almost out, so I'm going to get a fresh camera and grab another piece of equipment. Fresh camera, and let's take... We know what room it is. I'm going to put the ghost book in there because the ghost book's nice to have early. Yeah, that's right. I don't remember what my objectives were anymore. I remember the ghost's name, which I never do. It's George Thomas. I normally forget the ghost name as soon as I open the door. Like, I walk into the house and I'm like, well, now I can't remember what he was called. Don't know why. But it was happening so often, I guess, that over time I've started developing an ability to actually remember now, just because it's good to remember. Alright, we don't need that anymore. On the bed. That was sketchy. Wasn't expecting him to interact with this room. I would have thought this was a bit far away for him, but oh well. That gave me goosebumps. That was unexpected. Alright, must be in the attic. I have seen people have problems finding the bone recently, like it's been more difficult to find than normal, but we shall see. Nope, there it is. Right, so up close, because apparently that's the thing now. Although the bone I've pretty much always done up close anyway, just because. Right. Look at that. It's not freezing. I haven't heard any EMF since either. So that's a lot of photos already. Let's see how we've done. My first one, of course, was fail. Second one was fail because I forgot. But then, yeah, 3, 3, 3, and 3. So good to know. It's now an indicator of how good your photo is by how close you were when you took the photo. I wonder if that now applies to the ghosts, and maybe they've actually added a range for the ghost photo, as opposed to the ghost photo always being 3. If we get a ghost photo, I guess we'll find out. We do have ghost writing. I'm going to put that on my Phasmophobia cheat sheet. I will try to remember to put the cheat sheet on the description again. It is in a few of my videos where I put the cheat sheet that I use, the link to it, in the description. I will try to remember to do that again because it is good. So there are things that we have now removed. Can't be a banshee, that's good. Can't be a jinn, mare, Phantom, Poltergeist, or Wraith. Revenant is still an option, that's never good. And Demon is still an option, that's also not as good because it means the ghost can hunt at a slightly higher level of sanity. I have no idea what my sanity would be by now. It should be 70s, best guess. Just from experience, should be 70s. This is single player, so yeah, high 70s, mid 70s, not bad. Right. Motion sensor, parabolic mic I'm going to need, but I'm going to do that one from the back room with right near the lockers, just because I'm a little scaredy cat. We do have to get a photo of the ghost, so that's going to be hard and annoying. Only going to be able to move one piece of camera in, equipment in at a time, because I've still got a camera with me. Should really have dropped that off on the room on the way out, because now we've worked out where the ghost is, and we've found the bone, we've scanned the whole house. Okay, that is 5. I think that's another Revenant sign, isn't it? George Thomas, where are you? You don't want to show up for a photo real quick? No. I must say, this game is definitely way scarier alone than it is with people. It's a little less scary streaming as well, because you're alone but you're talking to an audience, which helps a little bit. So we do have EMF 5. And I think EMF 5 is a Revenant thing. It is. So now fingerprints, ghost orbs, and spirit box are our only options. So let's see if there's any ghost orbs. There are. So it is a shade. So we need not look for anything else because we already know what the ghost is. Let's just get back to the YouTube interface so I can see. Right. Okay, so now I still need a photo of the ghost. I need a motion sensor, so we'll take a motion sensor up there. I'll take a fresh camera again, just because I don't think I've got that many photos left. I've got 4, and there was only 3 in the camera I had, so yeah, worth it. So we'll see if I can get a photo, and then we'll use the Ouija board to lower our sanity. Alright, where's going to be a good spot? How about right there? Oh, hell. George Thomas, where are you? Show yourself. Give us a sign. Make your will manifest. George Thomas. Let's turn that off. George Thomas, where are you? George Thomas, I need a photo. Maybe we can try and get the photo during a hunt. That's a thing. Right, so to do that, I have to empty my hands, pick up this, take this and the camera around to where the lockers are. So another interesting, I wouldn't call it, but yeah, it's a bug, that InSim showed me on one of his live streams. He didn't show me, he showed everyone. Is that if you're carrying the Ouija board and you ask a question while holding the Ouija board, and you keep moving while holding the Ouija board, and the ghost answers the question, the interaction for the photo is where you were when the ghost answered, not where you currently are with the Ouija board. I might demonstrate in a bit, we'll see. I'm not going to do it just now, but we will. Right, I want it somewhere where I can see it while essentially in a locker. Because yes, I'm that scared. I've said it many times, I am a scaredy cat. ghost, and did I just say ghost? I didn't, but I did say ghost. Ghost games and scary games and horror games, not really my thing. I've recently started playing with my family. Like I said, I play Phasmophobia with my family, but we were recently looking for a new game because Phasmophobia was getting a bit samey. This update might change things because now there's more do stuff during hunts. We started playing Pacify, and Pacify, if you ask me, is just jump scares. It's not really scary, it's just jump scares. When the ghost does finally get you, it's a big jump scare, and that's not good, it's not great, but you know, it is what it is. I'm gonna go put one of these up there. What was the other thing I needed? I need to get a photo. Parabolic mic, I didn't bring any. Well, I guess we're not doing that. Damn. So we don't need to get a ghost to hunt. I'm going to go take a crucifix up there to see if it works. Let's see if I can get a ghost to blow out a candle. Yeah, so that was a waste. There is a camera up there, so if he does appear, hopefully I can be quick enough. Or he could, you know, throw the breaker the moment I walk into the house. My sanity is at 60%, so I'm close to hunting range already. Although with a candle, it should preserve my sanity, because that's what they're for, or one of the things that they do. So yeah, I want to see him blow out a candle, because that's a thing. And I want to maybe see if the crucifix, if I can witness what the crucifix changes look like. Yeah. Alright, first things first, let's put that in there. Grab this. George Thomas. Where are you? Can you blow out my candle? George Thomas, give us a sign. George. Oh no! I waited too long. I tried to get close in case it made a difference. And I didn't even get an interaction. Oh no, George. George, that was my fault. I'm really sorry, George, but I need you to do that again. George Thomas, give us a sign. Show yourself. Where are you? Let's see if he blows it out. Give him a teddy bear in case the giggle happens for the fun of it. George Thomas, give us a sign. George Thomas, where are you? George Thomas, give us a sign. George Thomas, show yourself. I've only got a couple of photos left, George. Alright, and now we're at the point where if the candle goes out, I don't know if that's just the candle going out. So I'm going to snap that. And then try an interaction photo. See if that works. I was going to go and say I'm going to go take a whole bunch of photos of the Ouija board, and then get the ghost to hunt and come towards me and try and get a photo as he comes around the corner. But now I don't have to do that. So nothing, ghost photo, 3. That's at a fair range. So I guess the ghost photo counts as 3 no matter what, so it probably still has a full value. And I got the interaction, and I got a 3 because I got up close to it. I do have 1 left. So we'll do a quick Ouija board photo. We'll go over there and do a quick Ouija board photo. Just to fill out the book. And then leave. Of course, if he doesn't answer, I will immediately be in hunting range, but I will be right where the lockers are, so... Where are you? Oh, he answered. Upstairs something. Upstairs utility or utility? Because there is no downstairs utility, so I assume that's just going to be utility. Yep, and another 3-star interaction photo. So we'll see how that works. I mean, I missed 1 photo, but I got 2-star. Oh, yeah, and these are only 2-star. So the chances, not the chances. It's no longer a chance. So I did not get max photo score because I didn't get 3 stars on all the things that it was possible to get, and I missed 1. So that's an interesting change. We've now actually seen that as a change. We haven't seen the crucifix be used because I don't really want to go back in there just to check that. Alright, for the purposes of YouTube, oh dear, a lot of activity. We've done all our photos, so I don't need a camera. Let's take the other crucifix in. I can't carry a crucifix, a smudge stick, and a lighter. Let's leave the crucifix. Let's take a smudge stick and a lighter, just in case it happens. Oh, how did that happen? Do you get a massive sanity drop if you're looking at a shade? Oh no, you lose 10% from the Ouija board. Right, so we couldn't get that because I forgot to bring a parabolic mic. Let's go see if we can see the crucifix having a visual difference. And we've got a smudge stick just on the off chance that he does try to hunt, and I have to run for that closet on the far side of the house. Candles out. Crucifix looks the same. Ah, what? He must have been inside of me that entire time, so following me down the stairs. Well, that's extremely annoying, ladies and gentlemen, because we did everything else. George, I hate you, George. I really, really hate you.
Welcome back.
And now I get nothing because I don't know how my photos did or anything. I lost all that equipment as well, and I got no money. Boo. Cool. Total time in the dark, total time in ghost room. Total time inside, total time investigating. Spent half my time outside. That doesn't feel right. Amount of ghost events 3, amount of ghost hunts 1, and then I died. Amount of ghost interactions 55. Wow. Well. And I didn't get any money, so I can't buy anything really. I got $50. That's not enough. That's it. Oh, and a lighter. I think you can afford a lighter. No, they're 15, aren't they? No, they're 10. Okay, cool. I can buy a lighter. Damn you, George Thomas. Alright, well, that happened. Let's see. Do I get something small? Grafton. Now, there's nowhere to hide in freaking Grafton. Grafton's such a big house as well. I really don't want to do Grafton. Don't want to do the high school. That's even worse. Takes ages unless it's unless the ghost gives you an indication straight away. And if it's a revenant, you're screwed. Yeah, that was really annoying. So he must have been basically inside of me as I retreated down the stairs. I should have lit the smudge stick, but I couldn't see him. So he must have been right on top of me. There was no heartbeat sounds either. Did anybody else notice that? I didn't hear the heartbeat at all, so that was a bit strange. Yeah, don't know how that works. Normally you hear the heartbeat noise if the ghost is close to you and is hunting, even if you're not looking at them. If they're close behind you, the heartbeat, you hear it. No ghost heartbeat there at all, so that was a bit weird. Do I really have it in me to do another one? Ladies and gentlemen, I honestly don't have it in me to do another one right now. I might take a break and maybe come back in an hour, half an hour, and do some more. But I need a pause, because that was A, disappointing, and B, scary, and it's left me twitchy. I need to make myself even more twitchy with a coffee and maybe something to eat. I haven't eaten yet today. But yeah, if you like this stream, again, mostly it was just a rundown of the changes to the beta branch, but they were huge changes, so they were worth mentioning. Let's see, did I do any of these? I did. I didn't survive a hunting phase. Need to go and report that as a bug. The ghost hunted once and I did not survive, but I got the survivor hunting phase objective, so I will nip over to the Discord and drop that in the beta bug reports. But yeah, look, ladies and gentlemen, if you, yes, it was funny. Oh no, that's your name? It's just funny? Kind of cool. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. It's a shame it's right at the very, very end of the stream, but yeah, I'm about to sign off just for a little bit. I will be back probably in a couple of hours to play some more and have a further look at this new patch. If you did like this video, hit that like button, that's what it's there for. If you'd like to see more of my content, hit that subscribe button. Makes it nice and easy to find everything on the channel from a little bar on the left of YouTube, or I don't know if you can rearrange the YouTube interface. I don't think you can. Anyway, makes it nice and easy to find the channel where all my content is in one place. If you'd like to get notifications when I go live or when I upload a new video, which is very useful for me because it is pretty random. Sometimes I'll do 2-3 things in a day, and then sometimes I won't do anything for a week, and sometimes it'll be 1 in the morning and sometimes it'll be 1 in the afternoon. Hit that notification bell, it'll let you know when I do things. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.